I'm still watching this morning live on Metro Television, live on DSTV channel 277, live on Facebook and YouTube, Metro TV Ghana. Follow us on Instagram, MetroTV_GH. Today, 17th May 2022, is World Hypertension Day, and we have Dr. Isaac Yao Buabeng Nyantakyi, and he's from Top Up Pharmacy. You're a chemist, okay? A pharmacist, sorry. Yeah. A pharmacist, and also R.D. Frank Ayimadu will be joining us via Zoom, and he is from Leland House Clinic. Okay, oh, Doc is already here. Good morning, Doc. Doc in the studio, and good morning to Doc on Zoom.
Good morning, boss.
How are you doing?
Very well, madam.
Okay.
How are you too?
I'm here with my co-host, so if you don't address the two of us, there'll be a problem.
I thought I heard him say boss, so both of us.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us this morning. So let's start with Dr. Nyantakyi. World Hypertension Day. I mean, for most of us, we probably will be hearing this for the first time. Tell us about it.
Yes, so we have World Hypertension League, which decided to set up this day to create awareness to people, because they realize that a lot of people are not even aware they have hypertension, and because of that, with time, they get the effects of hypertension and then die silently. So it has become something that we need to make people aware of, that hypertension is real. You need to check your hypertension. So this year, we realized that our theme is that we need to measure our blood pressure, control it, and live long. So that is the theme that we are going with, because hypertension has been there, but people don't really mind. People are thinking about their headaches or other things that they can really see that they are sick. Yeah.
Can you tell us about the burden of hypertension in Ghana?
Yeah, so I'll say that every 10 people, adults that you see, 2 would have hypertension. That's how serious it is. Okay. So if you are just 30 plus, you should know that you should be checking your blood pressure every time, regularly. And also, I mean, the dietitian will tell you more about how you can keep on with the diet.
Okay.
You mentioned that some people do not know what hypertension is really, and later they get to have the effects and die silently. What are some of the effects, or what are some of the symptoms of being hypertensive, if there's a word like that?
Okay. Yeah. So, hypertension is just like when you have a pipe. Our blood vessels are like pipes, and then blood is passing through them. So when you have a pipe, and when you wash your car, you can just put your finger on the tip, and you realize that the pressure that comes increases when. So that's what happens in the body. Okay. And that is why we call it hypertension, high blood pressure. So the pressure in the vessels are high. So most of the time, the commonest symptom that you have is headache. And people have headaches all the time. And the first thing you think about is to take maybe a paracetamol or something, Panadol or Tylenol. And we mostly ignore it, because every time it is the headache that starts and we ignore it. We take our Tylenol, we are okay, we rest. But most of the time, if you check your blood pressure, you realize that it's high. So when you have 140 by the readings, 140 per 90, these are some of the things that you need to see your physician as soon as possible. Because when you have 120/80, that's a normal. Okay. So everybody should be having that range. It can be less. So if you have, let's say, 110/70, it's not a problem. But if you are going beyond the 130/80, then you should see a physician.
That's a problem.
But what causes the pressure? What causes that pressure? Is it stress? Is it that we are not sleeping well? Or like the food, we'll talk to the dietitian and stuff. But what really causes it? Because I don't feel anything.
Yeah. So stress is part, because one, when you are stressed, your body produces a lot of chemicals, adrenaline. And these things affect the heart and make your heart pump faster. Okay. There are other ways that it can come about with diet, and when maybe your vessels are clogged with fatty cells or fat. Because they are clogging it, then the vessels become very smaller, and as time goes on, will be increasing the pressure, as I demonstrated with the pipes I used to wash the car. So these are some of the things that come about. Stress is part, your diet is part, exercise, people don't exercise, so they accumulate all this.
Yeah.
So that's how it comes.
Okay, so let's get on to Dr. Ayimadu, who is on Zoom with us. Doc, so we're talking hypertension. What should we know about the food we eat, so that we can prevent hypertension?
All right, so the key message that I want to just pass out to your viewers is that we've actually grown through a period where we thought hypertension was coming out from the family we originate from. So we're actually relating the cause of high blood pressure to you coming from a descent or a family background who had history of hypertension. But as it stands now, the numbers that we are recording actually says that, or tells a story about how our lifestyle has a very huge impact on the incidence of hypertension and even the treatment of hypertension. So what I actually want to say is that what we eat, our lifestyle, what we choose to do have great impact on our blood pressure levels. And that's the Dr. Riley explained. When your blood pressure goes up chronically, then we say you are hypertensive. So with regards to diet, there are components that you would want to look at. One is high blood cholesterol. And of course, anytime we hear cholesterol, of course, it's food that we are talking about. So what we eat and then our meal timing also play a very essential role in the manifestation of this high blood pressure we are talking about. So diet and then lifestyle are the root markers that we look at when we are looking at the incidence of hypertension or someone's risk of getting hypertension.
Okay, so that is to prevent hypertension. Now, if you're managing the hypertension, what can you give us? I want you to mention specifics to us so we can know that maybe eating this and that gives us high blood pressure and all of that.
Right. So with regards to that, you see, I mentioned high blood cholesterol. There are pertinent factors in what we do, specifically what we eat, that tends to increase our blood cholesterol level. One is fatty food, of course. So if you have excess fats, it puts too much pressure on your liver to produce too much cholesterol. Then cholesterol is actually synthesized by our body, but then in excess is what we don't want. In excess is what clogs our blood vessels and then intensify the pressure at which your heart beats and then pumps blood throughout the body. So that is one. And then secondly, there's something called saturated fats. So when fats are saturated, they appear more crude. So we normally recommend that when you are using your oils, you use them sparingly. You don't pour oils. You get it? You have to actually measure your oils. And then excessive frying. You see, most of the foods that we eat now happens to be in their fried forms. So right from our stews, right from our staples. So, and then the noodles that we do. So we should actually look out for right ways of preparing our food. So we can go in for stir fries, we can go in for baked, we can go in for dry, we can go in for cooked. These are healthier options. And then we limit how often we fry our foods. And then secondly, our meal timing. Ghanaians happen to be one of the folks that usually skip breakfast. There's a huge research evidence that supports or that has an association with evidence or incidence of cholesterol that has to do with skipping of breakfast. So there's a science behind intake of breakfast. If you skip your breakfast, you put another burden on the liver, and the liver ends up producing more cholesterol as energy source for your body. And of course, the readily available energy source for your body isn't hello?
Yeah, we can
hear you.
Yes, so the readily available source of energy for your body isn't cholesterol or fat. It's actually sugar, the one we get from high fiber diet. And then high intake of high fiber diet has been shown to help control our blood cholesterol. So instead of going in for highly processed foods, highly refined foods, you should rather go in for staples that have more fiber. So our oats, our wheat, our Tom Browns, these ones are more fiber that are able to control our blood cholesterol. And then of course, activity, as the Dr. Riley mentioned, when you are more sedentary, chances are that this more cholesterol in the blood and more fat in the blood gets clogged in your arteries and then intensify the pressure at which your heart beats blood throughout the body. So these are small, someone will say key messages that I want to pass on. But then you see, Lina House is a facility that is more organized when it comes to holistic care. So one of our priorities is that we screen individuals, and as part of the screening, we are able to assess somebody's visceral fat. Anytime you hear viscera, what's actually stands
a lot of fat around our organ, it is easy for us to increase our blood pressure. So one way that we are able to assess the visceral fat level is coming through our facility for us to take you through some body measurements in order to tell how much visceral fat and body fat you have as part of your weight.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Ayimadu, for your thoughts or your helping us understand hypertension, how we can deal with it with respect to our diet. Thank you so much. And he is a dietitian helping us this morning as we're talking hypertension. We're back in the studio here.
Yeah.
And
I think Doc should tell us, do you have any activities planned for today?
We have we are doing a promo for anyone who wishes to buy a device, a blood pressure monitor device. Is to
expensive.
It's not. We are offering 10% discount.
Okay.
So we have branches all over Accra. We have branches in Adabraka just here. We have in Osu, East Legon.
I thought you said free. We do free checkup.
Oh, when you come to our pharmacy, it's free. You can do the checkup for free.
Can go there.
Yes, you can. But we want you to also be checking it daily.
Constantly.
Constantly. So just come, I'll sort you out.
Okay, so 10% off.
Yes.
Any top-up pharmacy.
Yes. When you go to our Instagram pages, you can order from there, or you can order.
You see, normally when you go, they'll say that, oh, use my discount rate, but you is your name. So
you can use my name. Sure. You can use my name.
But thank you so much for enlightening us this morning. I know, Nanaya, all the times we've been talking about, diseases, one thing that keeps coming up is stress. Stress.
With this our work, it comes to stress. So we should be checking constantly.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And get the machine.
Yes, that's
10%
why 10% off.
I like that.
Yes.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, so that was Dr. Isaac Buabeng Nyantakyi. He's a pharmacist with Top Up Pharmacy, and we're talking hypertension. Charlie, it's very important to. I know how we like to chill and all the eatings and the drinkings and all of that, but it is important that we take care of ourselves. And so that's it, Nanaya.